So we've been talking about this warning signal that appeared on Apple. I think the first time I actually talked about it was back in June, a couple months ago, when this major reversal signal, its form was just prematurely shaping up, nothing really concrete at the time. I sort of talked about that back in June, and then today, when I looked at it again just to see how it was shaping up, as you can see, the last time I looked at it though, you see this oscillator here. This oscillator was just kind of right on this resistance line. We didn't quite see, this thing falling back. What we do have is lower highs on this oscillator, right? And so you can see the arrows letting us know that we have a lower highs here. Problem was this market, the Apple stock rather, as you can see, we've cultivating higher. Keep in mind, this is a monthly chart, so we're really looking at the big picture here, and considering this is a monthly chart, and considering this is a monthly oscillator with the lower sequence of lower highs here, and this started to form since 2020 peak, and so this signal could potentially get this stock to see much more decline that may be coming in. Again, this being a monthly chart, it could take months, maybe a year or so before we can actually see this signal fully materializing. But I think for now, this is something that we should be aware of until the fact that, and obviously all signals can be nullified. If this oscillator can get back up here and then start getting back up and fully neutralize this bearish divergence, I think then Apple could potentially consolidate or some sort and then possibly continue with this primary term uptrend. But as long as the oscillators continue to make lower highs here and this thing starts to continue to travel to the downside, while we do see that the price action made a very definitive higher high here, and not only made that higher high, we actually just went straight up. As you can see right here, it just went straight up with the bearish divergence. The formation is there. If you look at this going back to 2015 and 16. Right here, you see that higher high right there. So here, let me draw that a little bit better. So you see that that's higher high. We can all see that, and we made lower high. Definitive higher high here, and then lower high on the oscillator. And we did see during 2016, 35% correction on Apple, 35%. So with this signal, last time 2015-16, when this signal came about, we did witness a 35% correction. Currently, obviously, I think Apple's down maybe less than 10%. So, and this is really a triple peak bearish divergence with the consecutive lower highs on the oscillator with the higher highs on the price action on this monthly chart. So if this actually plays out, things could get extremely hectic and difficult for the buyers. But we do have this is a daily chart right here. We do have a daily bearish divergence on top of a monthly. So you can see the oscillator's been elevated for the entire year of 2023, and that made a way for the Apple to really make its move to the upside. They were clear. You see this that's a long-term moving average, a thick blue line there, and the thick pink line or purple line, that's my primary term. So long-term and primary. So as you can see, when the primary and the long-term, they are declining to sideways sort of move. Once we lost that, you see that how the Apple struggled with this lower highs and lower lows. We were in a downtrend. That's what happened during 2022. Well, once we've broken above, you can see that primary term and the long-term moving average is right here. You see how it got up, hit that primary term, the thick pink moving average right here. And then what happened was we pulled back, we retested my short term and the midterm. The midterm is my dotted blue line. You see that dotted blue line? It's going to be important. And so I'll talk about that later, why that dotted blue line. So that midterm moving average supported that fall earlier this year when that thick pink primary term moving average, when it acted as resistance, the dotted moving average, blue dotted moving average, which is my midterm, acted as support. So pushed up here, as you can see, right? And then we finally broken above all of the moving average for the first time since late 2022, as you can see right here. You see that midterm moving average right there? That's the midterm moving average. The midterm moving average has been lost since last Friday, and this down gap still open here, and all these moving averages are falling as of today. Keep in mind that we do have the prior swing high, which is 175, could potentially act as support. So that's the prior resistance acting as new support. And also we have to understand, I think in the short term and micro term, we do have a sentiment of bearishness. But looking at things more of a bigger picture, we do see that my long-term and primary term moving average has been crossed. So that's what is known as a golden cross. So perfect. Overall trend perspective, we are in a primary term bullish trend right now. Short to micro term, we can see this is the first time we're breaking below the midterm. This is the first time since it reclaimed it. We have the 175 is possibly new pivot support. There's a little gap here, right? Bulls might want to protect that gap if they want to go up and fill this down gap. And then I also have my fib here measuring from here to here. You can see it's all these levels. So there are actually a lot of support level that also looks like it wants to reset, which is coming down to this level, right? And we may see that bounce. Like I said, that monthly warning signal, it's gonna take some time before it either is actually gonna play out, or are we gonna see a neutralization of this possible warning signals. So what we have to do, and I'm also an Apple shareholder, so I'm not just like analyzing this, making fun of or just giving you guys all like, be scared of this. And I've been a long-term investor on Apple for many years now, and I'm still holding full. So I'm also thinking to myself, okay, we have that warning signal, right? At the same time, we do have this primary term trend going. So how am I supposed to navigate this market? As you can see, we had a lower highs here, yes? That's lower highs and lower lows. Right now, this is the first time this market has created higher high. And if you look at this as a low, we just need a higher low. So is gonna do it here? Is it gonna do it here? We do not know. Things are gonna get much more hectic if we start to cultivate lower highs and lower lows. And that's not what the long-term investors want to see. So long-term investors are hoping to see maybe that signal getting nullified, or if this entire market tumbles down, we're talking the Nasdaq start tumbling down, we start to see like, severe bearishness, then Apple is also gonna fall with it. So before we can say that we have a high probability of this actually playing out, we must first understand what's going to happen in short to midterm, and we have to go from there.